Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Richard. I just had a bad experience, so I'm going to have a drink to calm myself down and talk to you folks about it. And I have one of the most disgusting drinks I have ever had. This is a truly how chill strawberry melon fizz hard seltzer, and I'm adding a lime noon because these things are just disgusting. Yeah. But I was trying to get something to write one of my reviews. I was trying to get 3 things to be exact. And I got to the restaurant, fast food joint. I ordered all 3 things. And the guy took the first item of my order and nothing else. So when I got up to the window to pay, I was short the 2 other things for the review, and I could tell this guy just was not someone I should argue with. It was one of those, you look at him and I don't think he's malicious. I think he's just dumb. But, it's not worth me arguing with somebody who's going to be handling my food. So I accepted the item, which was something I wound up really not liking and throwing most of it away. And then, I literally went out and I took my trash to the curb. And then I sit there and say, okay, well, is there another one of those? Because I don't want to deal with that idiot again. Is there another one of those restaurants open? And the answer is no. Most of them close an hour earlier than that one. And the closest one that is still open, it's not likely to actually be open. A lot of restaurants have reduced their hours because of the pandemic or because of the post-pandemic economy. And, people just aren't eating out as much. So it's like, this isn't a big deal. I don't need food. I have food. I can make myself food. I can make myself more food to review. And I can, get this taken care of fairly easily. It's just that in general, I've had a very unpleasant life and I can't let go of some of the things that have happened to me. And then, stuff like this happens. And by the way, noon tablets take a long time to dissolve. But they do make truly palatable. The problem is that a noon tablet, I think I've got 2 left in here. Noon tablets, particularly these ones, carry caffeine. But they also carry vitamins, so you can't just throw them in every water you drink. You're only supposed to have one a day. And it does mean that I can't just down the drink, but it does force me to stop and slow down, so that's a good thing. I mean, I need to stop and slow down, and I need to... This incident isn't going to be a big part of my life, It's just one of those... I may remember it for years, but... I mean, it's just one of those little annoying things that I should just forget about. Or not for the fact that I'm already, I'm having a rough day, It's my cats are being picky about their food. I haven't been as productive as I want to be. I keep working and working, but I don't seem to be getting anything done. It's just one of those situations where I need to take a moment. And it's like, I'm going to grant here that fast food workers in California are now making more than I would probably make at work. My last salary was something, or my last hourly was something like more than $2 less than the minimum wage pay for somebody who is working at a fast food restaurant. So on the one hand, it's like this guy, why did they hire him if this job pays so well? Well, probably because he's a part-time employee, and it doesn't matter if he's making $20 an hour. He can't, make a living. He can't pay his bills. So that's one of those reasons you see a lot of young people working at fast food restaurants, and they're living with their parents and so on and so forth. So, should I be upset about it? It was probably an honest mistake. Guy's probably new to the job, probably not trained very well, and honestly, he just didn't hear me. And it's not his fault that this particular item wasn't to my fancy. I should have done more research and read about it. It was not what I thought it was. But part of the point of these is that you try something you haven't tried before and you write a review of it, That's one of the things I do. And even when I got this Noom here, I got this thinking I don't think I did review it. There were logistical problems, and I don't need reviews particularly badly right now. So that was a thing. But, it's in cases like this, you need to ask yourself, one, how is this going to affect me tomorrow? The answer is, at very worst, I'm going to have to go to another fast food restaurant, hopefully earlier, and find the items I was looking for so I can write my reviews. All right? That's kind of the first point. That's the worst that could really happen. And beyond that, it's like, it's not a pleasant experience, but it's just something that happened. And, the fact that it happened is just something that happened. You gotta move on. There's certain things you can't do anything about. I used to go to a McDonald's a lot. And there was this one worker that I think she liked screwing up my order. So I would sometimes ask for things like I'd want the soft drink without ice because I had ice in my thermos or my flask. So it's like, I don't want your ice. Your ice is small and will get into my mouth once it thaws and gets smaller. My ice will stay in my flask longer. So putting your ice on top of my ice makes my night less pleasant. But, it's one of those things is that there's a lot of these restaurants where you go out there and you order a bunch of things and they only get the first thing. This has happened to me more than once. And it's annoying, but it's something I've learned to live with, I'm a big fat dude. I don't need fast food anyway. Now, the fact that I paid $5 for something I ate about 20% of because it had an ingredient that I don't care for, really doesn't say, it's okay, this happened to you. If I were really hungry, I could go out there to another fast food restaurant and order something. There are some that are open. It's really early in the morning as I film this. It's 2:11. And I wish I lived in a world where there were more restaurants that were 24 hours a day, but that's just not the world we live in anymore. They say that at some point the delivery services like Uber Eats will become monopolized, and then the prices will go up. At which point I think people will stop using them. But that's just one of those things. But one of those points about life, and I've made this point before, is that what you got to do is move forward. And before I went to this restaurant, I threw some stuff in the wash. I'm going to have to throw it in the dryer soon. I decided to make this video So I'm getting the most out of this experience. And I mean, let's be clear here. It's not like this video will make me any money. Ever. Okay? Ever. I will post this video to a channel that is not monetized. You know, when that channel does get monetized, it's unlikely that this video will get any real traffic. And I mean, you know, on the one hand, posting this video may help me to get monetized, and on the other hand, posting this video may not make any money. So it's a step towards making money, but it's not making money in and of itself. So yeah, I mean, theoretically speaking, if I ever have a video that makes $5, this video was between that video and me making $5. So I would get my money back if that ever happens. Okay, it's not a sure thing, because you know what? YouTube keeps making it harder and harder to make videos. And to be completely honest with you, you know, people are not backing away enough. People aren't turning around and saying, okay, you know, I'm just not going to be a YouTuber, or I'm not going to watch YouTube for this to matter. And there's just no good alternative to YouTube. There are other video sites, but, you know, none of them have the same, what is it? None of them have the same draw. None of them, people are making the same amount of money. I mean, you know, YouTube is the king of the sites at this point. And if you're not on YouTube, then what are you doing? You know? So they can do whatever they want. And I mean, I know people who have given up on YouTube. I know a couple of them. I'm friends with a few of them. And that's YouTube. It sucks. It really does. But we just have to keep plodding forward. And I mean, you know, it's one of those things where, you know, we're going to have to deal with it. That's life. It's not fair. I'm Richard. Hi everybody, I'm Danger Ducky, and this is the part of the video where I remind you to comment, like, and subscribe. I'm also giving time for there to be links to the next video and subscriptions. You should comment, like, and subscribe, because for every 1,000 subscribers, this channel will buy a bracelet from For Ocean, and that will pull a pound of trash out of the ocean. It's a big ocean, and there's a lot of trash there. We also buy medals from the Conqueror, and every one of those means that 5 trees are planted, so that we will have a cleaner world for you and me to live in. Danger Donkey says, be a good Samaritan, float like a butterfly, and comment, like, and subscribe!